Crazy Love is about a math professor who has an IQ of 190, and he started his own school with his best friend. He doesn't really have a good personality, so and he's extremely rude. So he starts receiving a lot of death threats. And his secretary, she's the longest lasting secretary. Most of his secretaries last three months, but she lasted a year. She finds out that she doesn't have too much time to live. She found out that she has a brain tumor. So now is when the things are happening. She blames him for being this way. So now we see him getting into an accident because of all these death threats that he's having. So we come to see who exactly is responsible for the accident. Hello everyone, welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. I started rewatching this drama after watching it the first time, and I really loved it. And this time around, I'm watching it in English on Hulu. The first time I watched it with the subtitles. So it's interesting to see, the difference between the two. So as I mentioned before, so he is a math professor. He has his own school, and everyone is trying to get into his school. But because of his negative personality, he doesn't have a lot of people who like him. There's a lot of people who want to see him dead. So I just started rewatching episodes 1 through 4. So this review will be based on those 4 episodes. And since I already saw it, I'm not going to be revealing anything in the future, but just commenting on these 4 episodes. So we see that he's receiving a lot of death threats. He receives so much that he has a closet in his office that has all of the dead. I don't know if it was a bird or if it was a rat, but the dead animal. There was posters of him with blood on it, being shot at. So there's a lot going on. So he's been receiving these for a long time. And he kind of acts like it doesn't bother him, but it kind of does. So in the first 4 episodes, we kind of see who is, I wouldn't really say concerned, but who has a grudge against him. So we have one, the teacher who used to work there, who has a gambling problem. He's one of them. The 3 girls who used to be his assistants before, they formed an alliance and is using the cleaning lady as their in to kind of listen to everything that's going on with him and the secretary. And then you have his actual secretary now, Sina, who found out that she has a brain tumor, and she blames him for the fact that that's happening to her, because the doctor told her that, hey, It started about a year ago when you were under immense stress. And being his secretary really does put stress on her. And you could see her struggling with headaches all the time. And she's taking the pills and that's it. So the doctor told her, hey, come check yourself in. But she doesn't want to do that. So all this brings us to the night of Gojin's accident. So with the first 4 episodes, we kind of see a lot about what happened that night. So she went over there to kind of scare him. So she went with the hammer and stuff like that, and the bag of onions. That was hilarious because he hates onions. So she went over there with a bag of onions to kind of scare him. And they get into this, I wouldn't really say fight, but he was trying to like get back at her. So while she was trying to get away, he was jumping into her car and trying to get him. So as he so she gets away, she's able to get away, but then as he's calling her back, someone runs him over the road. So he gets hit by a car and is now lying in the middle of the road. She was on the phone with him and heard that happening. So she went back and called the ambulance. Now, in the hospital, because of everything happening, because she was there and she left her car there, the cops are saying that, oh, it's her fault, that she's the prime suspect, right? So Gojin finally wakes up and the doctors are like, oh, he has amnesia. So when she finds out that he has amnesia, she's like, oh, well, I might as well pretend to be his fiance. So she becomes his fiance in order to get revenge on him, because in her mind, she's going to die and she might as well take him down with her. So during that whole time, she's torturing him in ways that, because he doesn't like onions, so she made him eat onion rings, raw onions, and he doesn't like fish, so she's cooking fish for him. And like she was in the kitchen cutting raw fish, and then she went and got some bad juju to put in his house just so that he can always have bad luck. It's so funny. It's such a good show. It's hilarious. Then on the other hand, you have his best friend who started the company with him. While his accident, he was away on a business trip, trying to promote the school, trying to set up a new deal. And he forgot his phone. So the whole time all this was happening, they couldn't reach him. And when he got back home, he was able to come to the hospital and find out that, oh, she's his fiance. But he's like, he doesn't care, because as long as, Gojin has someone on his side. So after watching episode 4, we find out that he was actually faking the amnesia in order to be able to catch who it was. And we find out that the person who ran him over was the teacher, the gambling teacher who got fired. And he didn't just run him over. He was also drinking, because you saw that in the scene where he was in the car with the window all shattered, and he was drinking right after that. And with that scene, you saw the window, the glass was shattered in the front. So this is what bothered me with that, because the cops were after her. And it's like, even after, because her car was at the scene, and the car that the old teacher used was the same kind of car as hers. But you're telling me that you literally did not see any damage to her car in the front, no blood. They even called you and told you after they tested the car, they didn't see any blood or like nothing shattered, because what happened with her car was on the side of the car. The other guy, everything happened in the front of the car. But you're still telling me, even after that, you want to come at her as being the main suspect? Really? Like, it doesn't make sense. So in a way, it kind of supports her wanting to be his, fiance, because she had to get herself out of being the main suspect. And the reason also that they don't have much to go on, we also find out in episode 4, is because one of the old assistants went to his house that same night, and took out all the cameras. She took out all the cameras, and then she threw, I don't know if it wasn't blood. She was like manure. So it was probably pig poop that she threw all over his house that night. And then while she was doing that, she saw Cena come to the house. So far, we know that there were 4 people at his house that night, because there was the person who hit him, there was the old assistant who threw the pig poop, and then there was Cena who went there. And then when he was lying on the floor, they kind of showed you a clip of somebody standing next to him. So far, we kind of have 4 people who was at his house. And by being able to fake the amnesia, he was able to bring the guy who hit him. And that was the end of episode 4. So we're going to find out some more about, what happens. And if there is someone else involved in the situation, he will be able to find out as well if no one figures out that he's faking the amnesia. Let's take a second to talk about some of these supporting characters. So her best friend and her brother, they're adorable. It's funny, they're dating, and she doesn't pick up on that yet. And it's like, are you sure? But then again, they're able to do that because she hasn't been at the house. She's not at the house all the time. So they're able to sneak in and out, and she wouldn't even know. But when she caught them, you would have thought that she would have put 1 and 2 together, but she didn't. And then the other, she's a supporting character too. His ex-girlfriend, Gojin's ex-girlfriend. I think this girl's is Delulu. Like, she's like, oh, this is another chance. This is another chance to, this is fate to start our love again. I'm like, girl, no. But it's kind of weird that they kind of made Cena and her become friends, become like acquaintances the way that they did that, because she let her borrow her dress, and when she talked about her first love. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And like, I already know what's gonna happen, but it's really weird that they started that kind of relationship with them. So I hope you're enjoying episodes 1 through 4. And then join me again next time as I review episodes 5 through 8. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.